If you see Mami Water, oh. If you see Mami Water, oh. Never, never run away. Away. Victor. Hi guys, good afternoon. You're seeing me on your following FYPYTAMCMBYMGMG because you know what time it is, honey. It's Njuzu story time. And yes, today's Njuzu story time, we're gonna take it back to West Africa, baby. Back like Msana, we're going to West Africa. We'll be talking about Nigerian MAMI WATER. And yeah, I know it's one of the most anticipated story times, and I'm honestly nervous covering this. So yeah, this is just my research, guys. I'm not saying it's all true, it's all lies. I'm not saying anything. If you know anything that you'd like to add, please in the comment section you can enlighten us. We'd be happy to learn more about it. And before we get into MAMI WATER, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tanata Marimira. Let's go and subscribe to my YouTube. Let's get it. Okay, yeah, without wasting much of our time, data, and attention span, let's get started. Again, it's Jesus story time. Okay, so I know when I started, I said we're taking it to Nigeria and talking about MAMI WATER. But disclaimer, MAMI WATER is very common across African and Afro-Caribbean mythology. Okay, so yeah, before we start attacking each other, like I said, this is just research. I'm honestly nervous, so please just bear with me. Okay, let's get started. MAMI WATER, it's basically pidgin for mother water. That's basically what it is. But when we say MAMI WATER, this is just not like a single deity or a single person. You understand? Not a single spirit. It's basically collective term for water spirits, hence MAMI WATER. So it's not just a single like deity that we call MAMI WATER. They are water spirits, and the origins of MAMI WATER stretch as far back as 15th 16th centuries, originated from Africa, but honestly they say Nigeria is often called her home. You understand? They often call Nigeria her home. So the origins 15th 16th century, they say the depiction of MAMI WATER was obviously influenced by this issue of slave trade and global trade. So there are some hints and tweaks and twangs of Hindu goddesses. There's some tweaks and twangs of African and any other mythology. It's just like a mixed thingy when it comes to the depiction. But basically they say she's MAMI WATER is usually a lady with long luscious hair, beautiful with ocean blue eyes. She's just mesmerizing. The beauty is just out of this world, so they say. And they say it's a lady, right? At the top it's a lady, beautiful lady, like I said, and at the bottom it's usually fish-like or serpent-like type of shit. But what I found to be the most common thing is the snake. Sometimes she can have the bottom of a snake, but mostly she has a snake around her what you call this, around her neck. She's holding a snake or something like that. The depictions of MAMI WATER that I found when I did my research are these are the depictions that I found of MAMI WATER. But basically they're saying she's such a breathtakingly beautiful woman that was just said over and over and over again. And they say she's a snake charmer as well, so I think that's where the snake comes in. Depictions may vary, but when it comes to like those hints and doses and tweaks of Hindu whatever, but bottom line is there's fish, there's serpent, there's person. That's like the most common thing. So yeah, those are the images that I found of MAMI WATER. And like we said, Nigeria is often called her home, but you know, she's widely celebrated. And when it comes to Nigeria, it's particularly amongst the Efik, I hope I said it right, Efik, Igbo, and Yoruba people. And as MAMI WATER represents a collection of water spirits, a family of water spirits, she has served as the greatest inspiration of figures like Yemanja. You can call her Yemanja, Yemaja, Yemaya. I'll just touch on Yemaya just a little bit. Yemaya is believed to be the goddess of fertility. People pray to her for fertility, and she's often had offsprings and whatnot, and the collective term of those offsprings is called Orishas, if I'm not mistaken. So MAMI WATER has influenced figures such as Yemaya and also the La Sirens for the two Americas, North and South America. And while we are at it, guys, I just want to say, they say when it comes to MAMI WATER, she's often, you know, represented by things such as mirrors, combs, perfumes, because she's just perfection. So these things kind of represent her timeless essential beauty. And when it comes to the mirror, because I was honestly curious when it comes to the mirror, so I did a little deep dive when it comes to like what's really the relationship between MAMI WATER and the mirror, because most of the articles I was reading, it was her holding a mirror, combing her hair and whatnot, which obviously represents like the type of beauty, because she's definitely checking out her beauty, sorting it out. But here's the most interesting explanation that I got. This mirror is basically serving to MAMI WATER as a reminder that she exists in two realms. So as we know, MAMI WATER is half human, half spirit, and she serves in both worlds, the spiritual and the physical realm. So this mirror serves to show her, serves as a reminder to say, okay, she exists in both realms, the physical and the spiritual realm. And while we're at it, the mirror is also used as a portal into another world. You get what I mean? So often, we are gonna get deep into it, but often sometimes people get to see her sitting on a rock, combing her hair, and then she leaves the mirror or the comb or whatever that she'll be having at that time, right? So because people do not worship MAMI WATER on her own, it's a collective water spirit. There's a particular religion, it's called Vodun religion. They are quite deeply rooted when it comes to the worship of MAMI WATER. But basically, MAMI WATER, people worship her for beauty, for fertility, for wealth. She's believed to provide those things to people. And when people do their rituals, they usually do them near water bodies. FYI, MAMI WATER stays in oceans, in lakes, in rivers, in seas, water bodies, basically. So when people do their rituals, they just go to the water, sing, in trance like dances, that type of stuff. And normally she will possess a particular follower to give guidance and to also pass on and deliver some messages. So when they're doing these things, obviously they do it with dance. They praise with dance. They praise with singing, and they use things such as perfumes, some nice essential oils that smell nice, things that just represent her beauty, basically. And her traditional colors are said to be red and white. As much as MAMI WATER represents healing, beauty, fertility, and all those things, it's also said that she represents destruction and seduction in a way. So I think for now, that's the little brief that we have on MAMI WATER. As we go on, I'm just going to keep describing as much as I can about what I managed to find. But at the end of this video, we are definitely going to talk about some mystery stories associated with MAMI WATER. As much as MAMI WATER has been described to be barren, she actually helps cure this type of inability towards women. So people pray to her for fertility because they say she helps with giving birth, like having children and having safe childbirths as well. And the Vodun religion that I mentioned earlier that looks up to MAMI WATER, they pay tribute to her as a way of making sure that in return they also get prosperity as a family. And her followers believe that she is the force behind fame and success, but obviously in return she demands things like perfumes, jewelry, and mirrors, and wara wara. While we are at it, this issue of fame and success, I'm not saying anything, by the way, but I'm saying something. If you guys listen to Omalay's song, I think it's called Holy Ghost fire, na 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 na, MAMI WATER. He says something about MAMI WATER, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And if you guys remember the song I was singing earlier, if you see MAMI WATER, oh, I will get into that story so that you can understand. I hope that song was catchy enough to you so that you can get to understand while I was singing that song, why I was singing that song. I'm sorry. So laws say that MAMI WATER often sits on the rocks beside the waters, and if she likes you, she will visit you. Like if she likes you and she wants to help you get money or get whatever, she will come in your dream, and from there you can make a little pact and you can take it from there. She sometimes takes people underwater, and if she feels like you are worthy, she returns you to the land. When you come back to the land, obviously you go through some spiritual protocols where you have to be cleansed and whatnot and whatnot, and in return you come back, you know, more successful than ever. And it's said that people who return from the water, from the underworld water, with from the underwater with MAMI water, they come back beautiful, they come back more prosperous, they come back glowing. That's as much as you come back with all those things that she gives you. It is said that MAMI water is also a giver and a taker. So if you're a man, there are conditions to those things. You come back to the world and you cannot marry a woman because she's betrothed to you. You understand? So you cannot marry a woman. As long as you don't marry a woman, she'll keep giving you all that fame, fortune, success. And if you're a woman, sometimes you're not supposed to get a husband, you're not supposed to get pregnant. That's just how it works, you know. It's give and take type of situation. In one law that has widely been spoken about, it say that at some point MAMI water would stand beside a river or an ocean, and she would be busy, like I said, she'd be busy on the mirror, combing her hair and wara, and if people come, she'd be like, oh, ooh, and then she dips into the water. She obviously leaves the mirror and the comb because, you know, she's dipping. And mostly, you know, people would end up taking like, oh, that's a beautiful comb, that's a beautiful mirror. So she will come often in your dreams and she would demand those treasures back, like, can you please return them? And if you adhere to that, if you return those things, she gives you good luck and fortune. But if you don't, she definitely punishes you. So in a nutshell, that's what we are talking about when it comes to MAMI water. Those are the things that I managed to find. She does give, she also takes, and you know, there are people that are loyal followers to her, and her influence is so big. She influenced the coming up of the Yemaja that we spoke about, and the Lysairens of the two Americas. So that's the influence of MAMI water, which stretches back to the 15th, 16th century. So she's been around for a while. And while we are at it, now we are going to get into the two mystery stories about MAMI water. The first one is something that happened in 1960. Hold up, wait a minute, I don't remember. So in 1966, a very famous musician called Victor Uwaifo was working in Victoria Island, and after his shift, he would go to the Lagos Bar Beach. He would go chill there with his guitar, just practicing his bass, you know, just chilling, soaking in the sand, the waves, the air, and everything else. So it just so happened on one fateful night, there was a very cute, bright moonlight, and he was like, oh my gosh, I really gotta go chill. It was like his routine to like chill after work and play his guitar. So as he was doing that, he noticed a change, or rather a shift in the waves. You know, when you're chilling at the beach, you don't chill close to the water. You're like at the shores, like the sandy shores, you know, playing his bass, his guitar, sorry. And it just so happened that the waves started shifting, coming towards him. The waves started to be a bit violent and they were shifting towards him, which was weird to him, because obviously, you know, you keep shifting because you don't want to get in contact with water. And it just so happened that while he was shifting and shifting, he looked to his right side, and lo and behold, he saw a glittery figure. It was shining so bright. It was so bright he even thought he was dreaming. It was so bright, but he saw a figure on his right, and at that time, you know, he was trying to like understand, like, what's in now. And you know, it just so happened that that figure finally stood right in front of him. And when it stood right in front of him, it said guitar boy. And when it said guitar boy, it's like, hey. So if you listen to the song, he actually added the scream that he made when he saw MAMI water. He didn't say hey, like I said. He like that type of scream. You will look for it, but he added that scream in the song, right? So this figure says, guitar boy, when you see MAMI water, never run away. Never run away. And then just like that, she floated into the water, swam into the water, and she vanished. So as a normal person with red blood, hot red blood, he just picked up his guitar, because remember, he was startled, so he kind of dropped his guitar. He took his guitar, ran away. He's like, hey, now wow. So anyway, the next morning he says, okay, so those are the lyrics I got from this MAMI WATER. The next morning he calls his band. They start rehearsing the song, and the song is added to his album Guitar Boy that was released in 1966. It became an instant hit, maddest, biggest tune in Nigeria. So the song is the one that I was singing in the beginning. That's just how it ends. It's like, if you see MAMI WATER, oh, if you see MAMI WATER, oh, never, never run away. Hey, Victor. Unfortunately, he passed on in 2021, and I think he was 80 years old when he passed. But he does have his son. His son is one of the people that assisted in the making of that song by Rema. I was about to say Rema, you know, baby, come down, come down. Yeah, he's involved in that song. So yeah, you know, MAMI WATER will bring you fortune and success and fame and what, you know. So yeah, that's Victor's story, and you can obviously search for it on Google, on Wikipedia, on TikTok as well. It's there. There's also a video on YouTube where he actually shared the story personally. So yeah, if you see MAMI WATER, oh, never run away, my people. Mystery number 2 regarding MAMI WATER. So this one is the most talked about folklore when it comes to the old coal mining town of Enugu. So in the 1970s, there was a young man. His name was Okke. Okke, they say he was handsome, he was humble, he was hardworking, but it was just that person was just struggling to make ends meet. He was working in the market selling fabrics, but his life was just not make sure. So anyway, Okke was struggling, and one day he was coming from the market, and he was like, let me stop by the river and wash my face. So now he was washing his face, and as he bent down in the river to try and collect water to wash his face, it just so happened that he saw something glimmering beneath the water, and for him to only check, like, you know, he wants to see like what's up. Then he saw a mirror floating on top of the water. He took that mirror, and as he looked, there was a beautiful lady. The way it said, they said she had otherworldly beauty. She had golden skin, long black hair flowing like water, and her eyes were hypnotizing. They were like piercing, like and they say that she smiled because Okke was startled, like, hey, and MAMI WATER was like, she smiled, and then she softly said, Okke, you don't find me, meaning Okke, you have found me. And instantly Okke fainted. So when Okke woke up, he was no longer by the river, but he was in a crystal palace, surrounded with music, and it was just good vibes going on there. And that lady introduced herself as the queen of the water, MAMI WATER, and she said, I've chosen you so that I can bless you with wealth and success, but there's something that I need you to do for me. Sir, please wear this golden ring. She gave him a golden ring and said, you need to wear this and promise me you will never marry. And you will also keep me a secret. You don't tell anyone about me. You keep me a secret. You don't get married. As long as you wear this ring, success and fortune will be favoring you. But if you ever betray me, you shall see my wrath. Then it just so happened, obviously, Okke left that place. They had an agreement, and he went back to the market. Just like that, Abby, just like that, his things started to make sense. They started even calling him Okke the millionaire. That's how big he was making it. But you know, now because he's got money, ladies will be all over, Okke, fine boy, Okke, marry me, Okke. And he knew he couldn't marry women, so he was just charming, but he would keep his distance until he felt that pressure from his mother. You know, his mother was like, Okke, when will you marry? See, you get all this money, you not get somebody to enjoy it with. My son, you know, I want to see my grandkids before I die. And he was like, Mama, now I can't. And you know, eventually he succumbed to that pressure, and yeah, eventually he ended up getting someone to get married to, and now ndopakazotanga one. So Okke millionaire ended up finding a local girl to marry, and during the wedding he removed that golden ring he had gotten from MAMI WATER and he replaced it with the wedding band. And just like that, after removing this golden ring, thunderstruck, the venue flooded. They were miles away from the sea, but the venue flooded with water that people did not understand what is going on. And just like that, Okke was swept away by that flood of water, and he was never seen again. And rumor has it, in Enugu, traders in Enugu still say, if you see something that does not belong to you, leave it, because you don't want to be like Okke. He went missing after that. So those are the two mystery stories that I managed to find on MAMI WATER. To be honest, there were quite a lot. Trust me, there were quite a lot, and they are very, very similar. But what I want to say is, you may want to watch a documentary that I was just watching on YouTube. One is a documentary, like a movie, and the other one is a movie. So the first one I'm going to show you is a prelude, and after that prelude, you can watch the movie that I watched as well. It's from the same channel. So the channel is called 37th State, and the first one that you should watch is Lady in the Water. This is the screenshot, or rather this is the screenshot. And the second one is called Nkiru. It's a short movie. It's like 12 minutes. Nkiru, that's Nkiru. Yeah, so yeah, you guys should watch that and get a little more insight on MAMI WATER. They say if she takes a man, he's not supposed to marry. If she takes a woman, there are terms and conditions. You can't get pregnant, you can't have a husband. The terms and conditions just vary. But they say if you and her are in sync, are in agreement, your things will be well for you. It shall be well with you. But if you're not in sync, then yeah, she does punish you. I would like to say these water spirits and figures and what they are almost all the same in Africa. Just a bit on the ones from Zimbabwe. I'm Zimbabwean. We call them juzu, mermaids. We call them juzu, and they do take people. And when you come back a healer. Mostly, you come back a healer, and they help you to also make money, get money. They help you to help with things like healing. Yeah, some people come back as healers, and we do have people that do rituals for them. When someone is taken, you are not supposed to cry, because if you cry, Juzu will kill that person I'm sorry, I say that word TikTok, I'm sorry. If you cry, then Juzu, the person that has been taken. So you're not supposed to cry. If anything, you're supposed to summon all the elders and spirit mediums to go and be the mediators between you, as in the family, and the Njuzu. So the rituals are usually done around 2-3 a.m. You go with the spirit mediums and traditional healers, and you go with 2 black cows. It just depends with the area, but normally it's 2 black cows. You play music, you appease the spirit, and your person can come back maybe during that ceremony, or after that ritual, or some weeks, months, years. It just depends. But bottom line is, when someone is taken by Njuzu Zimbabwe, you are not supposed to cry, because that person will obviously it's quite interesting and fascinating. I may try to do some of the things that I do in English, okay? But yeah, guys, this is what I found on MAMI WATER that I managed to cover. There is a lot to learn about MAMI WATER. I do not want to lie. If anything, I left out a lot of things, but this is the best I could do, because I have a short period of telling you all this information. I do hope you enjoyed, and do not forget, if you see MAMI WATER, oh, never run away. Hey, Victor. Mwah.